Tanaka Ryuga, guys, if you don't know who he is, he's the kid who did this, winning the All Japan High School Championships. I mean, did you see that grip break? That was ridiculous. Younger brother of Tanaka Ryuga, only 18 years of age, and now junior world champion. So let's have a look at his matches. Pretty interesting. You're going to see some good stuff. Like a one-handed sore, taking it out of Hashimoto's books. So if anyone knows in the comments what university he's planning to go to, I'd like to know. And you can see him here, he's got grips, he's just looking for entries now, making movement, making things happen. Goes in for a seoi nage, doesn't get a score, has another attempt at it, but I mean, he's looking aggressive, and that is something you want to do in judo. You want to avoid the shidos as much as possible. This time though, a little bit closer. So each time he goes in, he's getting a little bit closer, makes the adjustments, and here we get a wazari score. So finally gets that seoi nage, and that's brilliant. Running seoi nage, as they call it, standing up, running with it, rolling over them. And here, a mistake by his opponent, gets a nice turnover here into Yoko Shihogatame. Next round now, and up against Paligra from Italy. Paligra, he did what I see a lot of people do against Ono Shohei, and that is just going first. They try to get a grip and just go and try and get a score before he kind of solidifies his grips on his opponents, because you know when Ono Shohei gets a grip on people, it's pretty much over. So he was trying to go first, and Tanaka was kind of having a little, well, I wouldn't say trouble, but he was defending well and just kind of waiting for his opportunity. But sometimes the contest can get away from you, right, if your opponent is aggressive like this. So here, I thought that should have been a wazari. Takato does that all the time, but it wasn't. And then just a seoi nage, scores it. I mean, he just needed to wait for his opportunity, waited for the Italian to slow down a bit. And we're into the quarterfinals, and this one was interesting, against Yonezuka from America. I've seen Yonezuka on the international scene a little bit, so I think he's got some experience in the adults, in the seniors, but he just makes a lot of mistakes. And this last sequence with Tanaka, I think it's just brilliant. So Tanaka here looking aggressive, trying to force that third shido. Yonezuka, just basic mistakes. If you're going in for an ochigari, don't drop down to your knees. Come on, stand up, look for something else. Okay, so this is it, guys. So pay attention to Tanaka's grips. So he's got the sleeve here, he's got the left sleeve. Looking for a sode, now he's got both sleeves. Looking for the kosoto. So this is it. From this position, Tanaka's holding both sleeves, and he's holding them in a legal way. But Yonezuka, his hand's over the top, and he's got two hands on one side, and you have to attack or release the grip or whatever. But Tanaka was actually holding his arm in place. So that was really interesting, a real technical play by Tanaka. And that is just years of experience. Contests in Japan, he knows all the tricks. Semi-final now against Kapanadze. Kapanadze, keep an eye out for him. This was a good contest. Although this score here, not a Nippon, was scored a wazari. So Kapanadze, kind of quite good at escaping techniques, just making Ippons look like wazaris, and there's a wazari score later on, well I thought it was a wazari score, that they just waved off, and I was like, that's unbelievable. So here, you're seeing that big Georgian grip, and the Japanese, they do this all the time. They stick their foot in for an ochigari. You're going to see it here, just a fake, and they use it a lot to push people outside of the mat, just to avoid that grip. They don't like it, but that's their strategy. They all do it. This here, how is that not a wazari? They wave that off, they say it's not a wazari. I couldn't believe it. So this contest ends up going to the time, but in the last sequence, I mean Tanaka pretty much had a hold down, so he was going to win this. Here he is pushing him out again. Failed attempt here by the Georgian into the turnover, but that's the end of the contest. So semi-final wins by wazari, and we're into the final. So what the hell's with the finals? Do they just turn on the lights and use better cameras or something? I mean, they should just use these cameras for the whole time. I don't know, but come on, guys. Come on. So up against another Georgian in the final, dealing with those big overhand grips again. Bit of adversity early on. Look at this Obitori Gaishi, almost gets him, but Tanaka, good gymnastic skills to get out of that. And I'll tell you what, you're going to see some gymnastic skills from Tanaka as he gets through this contest, because, I mean, there are some throws that 99% of people would have been thrown by, but he gets out of them. So here's another Obitori Gaishi, gets over it. And then this one here, I mean, that Georgian grip, goes for the Haraegoshi Makikomi, just flips out of it. So I like the sequence here, just good awareness of the rules. Goes in for an Ujimata, and now it's grounded, it's Newaza, so that's not a score. Then looks for a bit of Newaza. Tightening up that top half, looking to get the knee slide going. But we're going to end it going into golden score. And what you're going to see from here is Tarashvili, I think he might burn himself out a little bit. Tanaka, he starts putting on the pressure, and Tarashvili just starts to wilt a little bit. Also though looks for the big Seoi Nage. Multiple attempts there. Good strength in the core to stay stable like that. Lovely Ochigari. I love how he hooked that leg. And you can just see that the tides are starting to turn. Tarashvili, his attacks not looking as strong, and Tanaka just starting to dominate, starting to stay a little bit ahead. Looks for a Seoi Nage, doesn't get it. But the thing is with people like Tanaka, these high school kids, they, especially at the highest level, they think they can throw anyone. They just keep going. There's a way of training in Japan. If the timer ends and no one's scored, they just keep going until someone's got a score. And sometimes these final rounds can last 15, 20 minutes until someone gets a score. It's ridiculous. So Tarashvili makes a crucial mistake here into the Newaza. I kind of thought if this was going to continue, Tanaka was going to get a throw at some point, but I mean, winning by Newaza, why not? So that's Tanaka Ryuga, guys, the younger brother of Tanaka Ryoma. What do you think? I think he's probably going to be up there at 73 after Ono, Shohei, and Hashimoto depart. What do you think? Alright, that's it from me. Peace out.